So, we're looking today at this really interesting mismatch, you could say, how people are using these incredibly powerful new research tools like Perplexity.
Yeah, it's striking, isn't it? The core issue really is that most folks are using this massive computational power almost like a basic phone.
Yeah.
They ask simple questions, get simple answers, and they're completely missing what's actually under the hood.
Exactly. It's like having a Formula One car and only driving it to the grocery store. They're getting these basic results because the inputs are, well, basic. They're kind of misusing what ought to be this tireless, super specialized research partner.
Right. So our mission here in this deep dive is to help you map out a different way to operate. We need to shift our thinking, yours and ours, from just, using AI or an LLM that's a large language model to really working with it.
Mm-hmm.
The aim, creating real, professional, measurable value, stuff that can actually generate income.
And the source material we're diving into gives us four pretty distinct models for doing just that. We're going to cover building high-value digital assets, becoming a trusted kind of affiliate advisor,
Okay.
how to sell specialized business intelligence services, and the last one is creating these living learning programs that stay current.
It's a totally different way to think about monetizing using these tools.
Definitely. So let's start with the tool itself, Perplexity. Why is it fundamentally different, say, compared to Google Search or even some other AI chat tools?
Well, what's really fascinating, and I think key, is the immediacy. Most older AI models, they're trained on data that might be weeks, maybe even months old. Perplexity, though, it uses the internet right now.
Right now. So if you're, say, a market analyst, you could literally track breaking news or watch stock trends shift or see what's blowing up on TikTok, like as it happens. That speed, that's a huge competitive edge.
Huge. And then there's the trust factor. This is big. Every answer it gives includes clear source links, those little numbers you see. That's how you, as a professional, prove your points. You can cite authority.
That ability to instantly cite sources, that's incredibly valuable if you're dealing with clients. You can say, look, this finding, it's based on this specific Forbes report, or this data comes from a Stanford study. It's verifiable.
Right. And that ability, it enables much deeper conversations. It's not like those single-shot question and answer tools. Perplexity lets you follow a real research path. Start broad, then dig in, ask follow-ups, iterate. It's like stacking Lego blocks of information until you uncover those non-obvious connections.
And the smart summaries feature, that feels like where the real leverage comes in. The AI does the heavy lifting, right? Reading multiple articles, pulling out the key info, synthesizing it into one clear answer. It frees you up from the grunt work of just gathering information.
Yeah, it does. But that brings up a really important question, doesn't it? If the AI is handling all that, information gathering, the rote stuff, where does the human add the value? The part someone actually pays for?
That's the core of it. We provide the thinking, the analysis, the prioritizing, the context for making decisions, and maybe most importantly, the wisdom, turning that raw data into something truly useful and actionable outcome.
Precisely. It's that wisdom, that judgment that we're going to figure out how to monetize with these methods.
Okay, so let's move into that first method for generating income, building what the source calls citation-worthy digital assets. The idea here is shifting focus from just, say, writing a disposable blog post to constructing something more permanent, a digital asset that can potentially earn passive income.
Yeah, and the goal isn't just to answer one question. It's about becoming the go-to, most trusted, most complete source for a whole specific topic area that you've targeted.
And that process starts with step one. You've got to find the content gaps. And critically, you use actual search data for this. You don't just guess what people might want to know. Find those questions people are asking a lot, but where the existing answers, they're just not very good.
Exactly. And this is where using a professional prompt structure is absolutely crucial. You don't just ask Perplexity, what should I write about guitars? That's way too vague.
Right. You need to instruct it more specifically. Something like, act as an expert SEO analyst. For the topic acoustic guitar for adult beginners, identify subtopics that get high search volume but lack comprehensive, high-quality content based on analyzing forums like Reddit and popular guitar sites.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that detailed approach reveals really specific gaps. The example that you used was great. Finger pain for beginner guitarists. Most articles just say, practice more, which is frankly useless advice on its own.
Yeah, totally unhelpful.
The gap is the lack of specific finger strengthening exercises or maybe tips on getting your guitar professionally set up to make it easier to play. That's the actionable advice that's missing.
And that gap, that's where the value is. That's your opportunity. Once you find it, the article you create needs to deliver. It has to provide a direct, simple answer right near the top.
And use specifics, numbers, proof. Don't just say practice makes chords faster. Come, get precise. Practicing these specific chord changes for 15 minutes daily can reduce your change time from, say, 3 seconds down to under 1 second within about 4 weeks. That's concrete. That's provable.
So boiling it down, what's the absolute key element that makes this digital asset trustworthy? Both for the AI search crawlers and for your human leaders.
Specific, accurate facts and proof points. And crucially, those facts need to be backed up by verifiable sources that Perplexity itself can see and reference.
That's the foundation. Okay, solid. Let's pivot to method 2 then. This one is about becoming a trusted advisor, specifically using affiliate marketing.
Yeah, this model is interesting. It positions you as like a champion for the consumer.
Hmm.
Your income comes from helping people make genuinely smarter buying decisions, and importantly, helping them avoid the costly mistakes, the lemons.
So the core task here, using Perplexity, is to act almost like a detective. A financial detective, maybe. You're digging for that hard truth, the stuff product marketing teams often try to sweep under the rug.
Exactly. So you're prompting the AI really strategically, like analyze all the 1-star and 2-star reviews for this popular espresso machine, not just on Amazon, but go look at Reddit threads, check dedicated forums like homebarista.com, list the top 5 most common technical complaints people have.
Or you could go beyond just features. Calculate the real cost. Ask the AI. Calculate the total 3-year cost of ownership for this machine purchase price, plus the cost of replacement filters, the special cleaning solutions, estimate the electricity usage. Now compare that total cost with top 3 competitors. That comparison, that's valuable content right there.
Totally. And then you frame your articles with these really sharp angles. Things like 5 things you absolutely must know before buying this, the unfiltered truth from unhappy customers, or maybe creating comparison guides based on user types. Why this product might be a disaster for a casual user, but actually fantastic for a serious hobbyist. You're giving tailored advice.
Building that long-term trust, though, that seems absolutely crucial here. And it's probably not always easy, I have to admit. Sometimes even I wrestle with, prompt drift. Making sure my questions to the AI are genuinely neutral, and I'm not subconsciously nudging it towards recommending, say, a product just because it has a higher affiliate commission. Beat. Maintaining that integrity takes real, constant effort. It's difficult.
It really, really does. Because one slip up, one lazy recommendation, or even just failing to update an old review when a product changes or has known issues, that can just shatter your reputation instantly. Trust is incredibly fragile online. But okay, think beyond just the immediate commissions. What's the real long-term asset you gain from doing this affiliate advisor strategy right?
It has to be the loyal audience. People who genuinely trust your recommendations and keep coming back because they know you're giving them the straight scoop, the honest advice.
That loyalty, that's the ultimate prize. That's the sustainable value. Okay, let's explore method 3. This one sounds like it has the highest income potential, providing high-value business information services.
Yeah, the idea here is you essentially become the outsourced part-time research department for small to medium-sized businesses, SMEs. These are companies that need sophisticated market intelligence but maybe can't afford a full-time internal research team. You're selling them professional answers packaged up.
Right, and you package it very clearly.
Yeah.
Clients aren't buying your time, they're buying a specific product. Things like a deep dive competitor analysis report, or a monthly market trends briefing, or maybe a new market entry feasibility study. Define deliverables.
And just think about the complexity of the research one person can manage now with a tool like Perplexity. Imagine a client, say a small company, wanting to launch a new artisanal coffee brand, maybe specifically targeting Hanoi in Vietnam.
Okay, yeah. That professional prompt you'd feed, Perplexity would be intense. You'd be asking it to do a lot. Analyze competitor pricing. Find out where they're selling online, specific cafes, retail locations. What's their social media strategy? Then gather demographic and psychographic data on the target customer, say 25 to 35-year-olds in Hanoi. What are their buying habits? Where do they hang out? Then, based on all that, recommend a channel strategy. Should they use local influencers, focus on events, and finally list the specific risks and opportunities for entering that market.
Slowing down slightly. Whoa. I mean, just pause and think about that. The amount of traditional consulting work, the cost associated with generating a report that deep. We're talking thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. And now, potentially, one person with the right skills and the right AI partner could generate that level of insight in hours, maybe days. That scalability, that power in the hands of one person, that's pretty revolutionary. That's the moment of wonder right there.
It really is. But here's the catch. Just dumping raw data on a client, that's useless. No CEO has time for that. The real value, the part you monetize heavily, is turning all that data into a compelling narrative. You must provide an executive summary, one page, talks hitting the key findings and clear recommendations for that busy executive.
And those recommendations need to be sharp, specific, actionable. Don't just say, oh, the Hanoi market looks promising. No. Say, based on the data, you should collaborate with these 5 specific food bloggers, or consider opening a pop-up shop in the Tahoe district during the lead-up to the Tet holiday. Concrete steps.
Okay, so here's the strategic question then. If the underlying data itself is becoming more accessible, potentially to anyone with a Perplexity subscription, what are clients really buying from you, the human advisor?
Confidence. They're buying the confidence to make expensive, high-stakes business decisions based on your analysis and interpretation.
That's it. Confidence is the product. Okay, moving to our final method 4, building what are called living learning programs.
The problem this tackles is pretty obvious to anyone who's got an online course. They get outdated fast, especially in tech or marketing fields. So your competitive advantage here isn't selling a static course, it's selling freshness. You sell a knowledge update service, usually through a subscription or a membership model.
Right, and you use the AI, again strategically, to design a course that's perpetually better than the competition. How? You prompt Perplexity to analyze the content and the student reviews of, say, the 5 top-selling courses in your niche on platforms like Udemy or Coursera.
Okay, so you're using AI to basically perform competitive intelligence on other courses. And that analysis instantly highlights maybe advanced topics they missed, or more likely, recent algorithm changes or new platform features that those older static courses haven't covered yet. You build your curriculum specifically around what's currently missing elsewhere.
Exactly. And the key is structuring the program itself for easy, ongoing updates. You might set it up like, Part 1 is the foundational stuff, the basics that don't change much. Part 2 covers core strategies, but you commit to updating that section every, say, 3 months. And Part 3 is maybe a news and trends module that gets refreshed monthly with the latest developments.
And the marketing angle flows directly from that structure. You position your program explicitly on the promise that it is the most up-to-date source of practical knowledge in that specific industry. That commitment to freshness justifies the subscription model and hopefully creates stable, recurring revenue.
So thinking about that model, what's the value proposition for the teacher running the program and for the student subscribing?
For the teacher, it's stable, predictable income, which is huge. For the student, it's the confidence that they always have access to the best, most current, most relevant knowledge to succeed in their field. Win-win.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So that gives us 4 really practical frameworks. Pulling it all together, the big idea seems crystal clear. AI isn't about replacing human expertise.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's here to augment us, to make us better, faster, more capable. The future really belongs to those individuals who learn how to partner effectively with AI to tackle complex problems, problems that maybe seem too big or too time-consuming before.
Absolutely. And to make that partnership successful, the source material highlighted 4 critical mistakes that professionals need to avoid when they start using these powerful tools. Number 1, you absolutely must be specific in your requests.
Right. The old way, the sort of amateur approach, is asking a vague question like, how do I do marketing? You'll get a generic, useless answer.
The professional way is much more detailed, like, create a comprehensive 3-month marketing plan for a new B2B SaaS product. The target audience is tech startups with 10-50 employees. The total budget is under $5,000. Focus exclusively on digital channels like LinkedIn ads, targeted email, and maybe 1 relevant industry webinar. Outline key metrics for success. See the difference? That kind of prompt gives you something you can actually work with immediately.
Huge difference. Okay, mistake number 2 to avoid. You have to dig deeper. Never, ever just accept the first answer the AI spits out. You need to constantly push it. Ask why. Ask, what are the potential risks or downsides of this approach? Ask, can you provide 3 alternative examples or strategies? Keep probing.
Number 3 is about integrity. You must be honest and accurate, always. This means taking that extra step to verify the original sources that Perplexity provides in its citations. Double-check the facts. Your professional credibility is entirely built on that foundation of accuracy. Don't get lazy here.
It's so important. And the final one, number 4, you have to understand the why. Remember, the AI is brilliant at providing the what, the data, the information and synthesis, the summaries, but the human, you, provide the so what.
Mm.
The interpretation, the strategic insight, the ethical considerations, the wisdom, that's your unique contribution.
It really feels like we're in this golden window of opportunity right now. These AI tools like Perplexity are incredibly powerful, but the knowledge of how to apply them professionally, strategically, that's still relatively rare. Building that skill set now, learning how to genuinely work with AI, that's what will establish you as an expert, maybe even a leader, in the very near future.
Yeah, think about it. Soon, maybe in just a few years, basic AI literacy might be as common and expected as knowing how to use a spreadsheet or send an email. The people who started today, who put in the effort now to master these collaborative workflows, they'll be the ones who are already established, the recognized leaders, when everyone else is just catching up.
So let's leave our listeners with a final thought to mull over. A provocative question, perhaps. If AI truly is this tireless, incredibly capable research partner available 24/7, what complex human problem, maybe something in your field or even a societal issue that you previously thought was just too complex, too data intensive, too time consuming to even attempt to solve, what problem can you now realistically tackle?
That's the challenge. Pick one of those four strategies we talked about: building digital assets, becoming that trusted advisor, offering high-value business info services, or creating living learning programs. Choose one that resonates, and then start that conversation. Start working with your AI research partner today. That's genuinely how you step into the future of high-value, meaningful work.